business, requires QA every day and day, and there are a lot of opportunity out there, and you just have to put yourself on the edge. You have to get yourself prepared, even though you're being called for interview. The first question is you should ask yourself is, are you prepared? And with quality certain, fine, we train you guys. And if you're being interviewed and you are asked some particular question and you can't answer, remember your training quality certain. It's a slap on our face. So I want to challenge everybody. Learning doesn't stop. Learning continues. Even a 70-year-old man, it's not as if I heard. It is what I've seen. I've seen a 70-year-old man, still learning and will never stop learning. So always challenge yourself. All what you've learned so far, always put it in practice, and pick up any project and test. You know, always challenge yourself. So it's just a bit of advice for every one of us. And at the end of the training, I wish you guys all the best. Sure, probably by next year, or yeah, by next year, maybe some of us will have been a team lead in different organization. Yeah, so that's it, guys. So I'm just gonna do a quick recap on Katalon. So in the last week we started, or we pick up Katalon as an automation tool for UI testing, and we talked about using Katalon to automate on mobile application and also web application. And Katalon is an open source tool which you can just easily download and start using it to test your web application or mobile application. And the most interesting thing about this Katalon for automation that it enables you to play and pause, to record and play your test, without any hassle or without any stress. And in the last class, we talked about three ways, of you using Katalon to capture your test. So is either can someone remind me the three methods you can use to automate on Katalon? I'm mixing it up. So it's either you are doing record and play, or you are doing the manual mode, or you are doing the scripting mode. So everybody have different method of testing. Whichever one you choose, don't just limit yourself, to record and play. You can explore, different methods. So, and remember, during our manual testing, I talked about the story of a woman, that has she has her own way of testing, as in our own method of testing. Like, oh, this is how me I like to do my own thing. And later in future, it really shot her on the feet, and she was um she was limited, to some opportunities. So it's not about you knowing how to use Katalon alone as an automation tool. Try other tools. You can pick up Cypress. You can pick up what's it called, Kotlin, and different applications. So don't always shade yourself to one application or to one method of testing. Always explore. So you don't know where you would need it. So like I said, you might try to always use plug and play. I mean, record and play, to automate your test on Catalan, but don't limit yourself to that. You can try other methods, to record to capture your test. So what else did we talk about? So we perform the record and play, and today we'll be finishing up on scripting and manual mode. So we also talked about the advantages of Katalon, why we use Katalon, for web automation and mobile automation too. Then the most interesting thing about Katalon is that you can use it on web and also on mobile too. It supports all front end, frameworks and several programming languages like React.js, Angular, Vue.js, and it's cross-browser compatibility. So you can use it on Chrome. You can use Chrome to run your tests. You can use Firefox, Safari, Edge, and any browser you can think of. Then for the mobile part, you can use an Android and iOS, and also native application, and also hybrid mobile too to run your test. And we shared in the last class too. We we explained Catalan overview, GUI interface, and we talked about the um, the icons, on the application, what the buttons, how they work, and what they do. And also we created our first test on Catalan using record and play. So today we will do scripting and manual mode, to run our test, and subsequently, if you are all interested, so once in a while I'll be hosting trainings, um, depending on the time, and if you are interested, to join the training, I would drop the training link, and you can join the training. So Catalan um, is a very bulky tool. It's not just you capturing your test and running your tests. You can use it to do other things. So I'll be sharing a video tutorial, for you to learn more how to use Katalon, as an automation tool. So let's launch our Katalon application. If I'm sure we must have all downloaded the application. So let's do manual mode. So how to automate your tests, using manual mode on Katalon. Yeah. Can launch the application again. So I've just launched my Katalon application. So guys, can you all view my screen?
Yes, it's
Hello
visible.
guys.
Hello, it's
Okay.
visible.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So this is my Catalan interface. So as seen on the screen, we have the button for new project, we have the button for open project if you have an existing project, and we have the button for clone JIT project repository. So what this button does is that you can create a new project, yourself. Then if you have an existing project, maybe um, maybe your teammate is working on a project and the person pushed the file to you, you can just save it on your local system and you can save it on your local system and just import the project and open the project and start testing. Then for this clone Git repository, so there are sometimes in fact you should learn how to use Git. So you can go you can go on YouTube and how to use Git. So what Git does, Git is just like a, I won't say store. Um, it's like container, where you store your project. So when you push your project or you see your project on Git, you can just easily, just import the project, from GitLab. So that is what Git does. So once you click on this, you just have to just go and, copy the project URL and import the project and import the project. So that is it. So I'm just going to assume we are opening a new project. So I'm going to click on new project and yeah, that's it. So I'm just going to try and open a new project. So let's pick Facebook application since it's a web application. So I'm going to pick Facebook for test. So name the project Facebook test. So it's a web project, so I'll click on web. So if you're working on a mobile, you click on mobile. If you're working on a desktop, you click on a desktop. So if you want to work on mobile, you might need to set, so you might need to set your IP, set your port, so it will be able to sync with your phone, while running your test. So you're working with web, so I click web and then just what else? Project blank here. And that should be default. That's it. Yeah. I think I need to, yeah. So why creating a project? Avoid adding space, to your project name. So always write everything together, and you should always take note of that. So I click on OK. So as soon as I click OK, so it will Katalon will open my project workspace, for me to run. So it's trying to open right now. So while performing manual, while recording your test while recording your test automation on Katalon, using manual mode, there are certain steps you need to follow. So number one, you need to capture the objects to be used in your test using what? So using spyware. Then step two, you need to create the test manually, manually in manual mode on Katalon using the web UI keyword. Then the last step, you need to run and validate. So we will execute these three steps, which I've listed out for this for us running our test on manual mode. So my workspace is open already, as seen on the screen. And you can see once you open the workspace, you will see profile, you will see test case, you will see object repository, you will see test suite, and listed below. So right now I need to create a test. So I'm just going to come to file and click click on new, then click on new project. Oh, sorry, we've done this already. So I'm just going to right click on test case and create a test case. So I'll click on create test case and name my test case login test. So which I've done. And remember we are working on Facebook application. So as soon as I've opened a test case, you can see my test case is created here already. So while you creating your test case, you might need to work simultaneously, with your browser, so to capture your test. So I'm going to split my screen so you can see what I'm doing. So first thing you need to do is to get your project URL. So my project URL is on facebook.com. So I've just launched my project URL, which is facebook.com, which you can see on the screen. So once you open your test case, right below here you will see manual mode, you will see script, you will see X variables and variable script mode and integration and property. So assuming you are doing record and play, you can just click on this button. Once you click on this button, you remember record and play I explained in the last class. So now we are doing manual mode. So once you open this test, once you create your test case, by default your workspace will be set on manual mode. And the next we need to do is to capture the object we'll be using, in the test we are working on. So to capture our test, we just gonna click on add. Sorry, we click on spyweb. Where's spyweb? So this is spyweb. You can see our URL is set already, which is facebook.com. So I'm just gonna click on the record button. So remember the keys to capture your object repository. Does anybody remember the key to capture your object repository? And todo key. So now I need to capture my object repository, to run my test. So we are performing login tests, and while performing login tests, you need your username, you need your password, and you need your login button. Remember, all these are object model, and you need to capture your element locator. So I'm just going to over on this guy to capture my object repository. So I've just captured the username. Then the next one, which is the password, I've just captured the password too as well. Then the next one, which is the login button. Sorry, excuse me. I just need to click on that button. So let me capture this. So I've just captured this too. Um so all that is captured. So if you go to your okay, let me stop this guy. Sorry, I went and do what's it called? Record and play. Sorry guys, I was doing record and play. So Sorry, guys, 1 minute. Click on this. Click on the last button here. No, no. Yeah. Click on it again. Come here. I'll check it out. So, guys, um, so you need to create your object model. Click on Spider Web to capture your object model. So, code. So you over on the element you want to object on. Oh, sorry, I was using the recording approach to describe. So you can see this is our object repository. So let me capture it then again. I don't know why I'm not capturing which points. Let me capture it again. So the first one is the username. Oh, how I was using the wrong key. So alt and key. That's not capturing. Can anybody try and create object repository? You've done that, have you captured it? So you can see a drop down inside this box here. Okay. Alt, you are using Alt key now, the Option key, and why is this one not working? So controls. Okay, not working. Yes, guys. So you can see I've already captured for um, username, password, and the login button. So sometimes internet may affect you capturing your object model. If you don't have a strong internet, so it affects sometimes. So that's right. So once you capture all the objects, so you come to so you click on save. So remember, when you are saving, it's always advisable you save in a new folder. Guys, one else. So it's always advisable you save in a new folder. So once you click on new folder, you name the object repository folder. So you can name it test 2 or test 1. So let me just name it test 1, which is manual. Let me name it manual test. Let me just leave it test 1. So you click OK. So once you click OK, so you click OK down here, and you go to your object repository. You can see the folder is created, and you have your object repository, which is your element inside the folder already. So you can close that. So because we are doing the manual, mode, so you will come to your test case, right click on your test case, and create a new. Okay, you can create a new folder. So create a new folder and name it test one. So the reason why you are creating folder is because of the test you're working on. So this object repository is actually representing what you have in test case, your test case folder, which is test one object repository, then test two, test one object repository, test case. So okay, what you can do again, you can let me name it login test. So we'll be able to understand. So login test. So login test. Then let me rename this guy. So this should be um um let me say O OR. Let me name it oral or test oral test one. So meaning of oral is okay, let me add it here. Test OR test one OR or login test OR. So let's do login test. So login test OR repository. So you can see we have login test one. Let me just remove this one. Let me take out this one. So login test, we have login test OR. So login test OR is object repository for this login test. So once you right click on your login test, you create a new test case. What am I missing out? So you create a test, login test. So remember we created the folder, then okay, login test, or you can name it valid login. Yeah. So let's do valid login. So valid login. So you are creating a test for login. So inside your test folder, you have valid login and invalid login, and you can have different scenarios, for valid login. Maybe um, logging in with invalid credential, um, invalid login with what's it called? Invalid login with invalid email format. So you can create different, test case or different test case scenario, for that valid login. So this is valid login which you've created, and our workplace is created already. So now the next thing we need to do is to add our web UI keyword. So Katalon actually makes it very easy for us. So you can add different type of web UI key. So what this does is that, you know in the last class we talked about record and play, whereby you just click this record button and it records all the steps, like what you are doing on the web UI to record your test case. But in this approach, you are doing it manually yourself. So for me to do it manually myself, so I will just create on this add button. So this add button, what it does is that remember this is web UI key. So this web UI key just gives scenarios of what you are doing on the site. So if I click on this, let me click on this drop down button. So if you click on this drop down button, you have different approaches you can use. So you can see close browser, you can see clear text, you can see click image. So if you click on this, if you over on this click image, excuse me. So if you over on this click image, let me delete, let me delete it. So if you over on any of these on these keys, it shows you the function. Like if you want to click this image now, you can see this is the what is it called, the script, instead of you doing recording and play. So it records the script for you, categorize static, void, whatever, like you are right, like Selenium. So the first step you need to do is to open browser. So I need hold on. So the first thing we need to do is open browser. So you can scroll and look for open browser. So where is O?
Open browser. Under the negative
No,
symbol.
no.
Down.
Okay, yeah. So you follow all the steps. You need to execute. So the first thing is to open browser. So once you click on open browser, we have object, we have input, we have output, we have description. So you are imputing. That means you are entering the web URL. So you add in the input parameter. So what you do is to come here and copy the URL. So come back in here and paste in the URL. My system and why is it not responding? Oh, sorry, I have another dialog box opening here. So once you click on the input, so it opens this dialog box for you to add in your URL. So what you just need to do is to come here and paste in the value, which is HTTPS, your web URL, and just click OK. So once you click OK, it updates here that you are pasting your web URL. Guys online, are you following? Hello, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right.
Yes, we have. We
So
are following.
the next action now is for you to um enter text, which is enter your username and password. So for you to enter text, you add in another tab again. Then you click on this drop down arrow. Then you come to set text. So there are different things. So um these are action element. It's called web UI keywords. So if you are using the so you can see clear text. Maybe okay, we'll do something now. So you can try all these things. Maybe you can say okay, enter this email address, which is this. Then you can add this method and say okay, clear the text. It's just like you giving steps. You know you need to execute while running your test. So let me say sec test. You have to impute text. So I'll come to sec test. So this is sec test. So I need to enter my username and my password. So if I come to input, if I double click on input, it shows me this dialog box for me to paste in my input value. So I'll come here and paste in the value that is david.usog at yahoo.com. So I'll click OK. I don't want to use I don't want you guys to hack my Facebook account. Let me use ah trust nobody. What is this? I've forgotten this. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can anybody volunteer their Facebook account?
Okay, no problem.
Anybody want to
How
volunteer?
Let's do this one.
Awoye
Eh?
Abimbola. Awoye
What?
Abimbola. Awoye Abimbola.
If you hack your account, I'm not there.
Okay, don't
We are checking. Okay, there's no problem. I'm just gonna reset the password later.
do it again, no, please, oh. because my account is very important to me, please.
Okay, see, we'll just do. You understand now? Let's do for invalid login. You get so
Please don't use it again, no.
just open it now. Oh, yeah, give me the what's the email address? So we've see a donator. So let's set the password. So same step, you click on add button and click on this drop down arrow and look for set text. So um, double click on this guy, then add in the value. So what's the password? Okay. But why? These guys should have just encrypted the password now. I think I'll talk to Katalon. Adejoke, right? One. So you click on OK, and the next thing we need to do is to what's it called? Click on login. So we need to perform a click if we need to perform a click execute a click action. So you look for click. Okay, this is click.
Abane.
So and
But
another thing is that you can just drag and paste in here. So let me drag this guy and paste in here for the click on login button. So why is it in here? That's where it's supposed to be. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's objects here. So that is it. And another thing. So if you need to, let me say, so after login, after so um this object repository, maybe if you need to validate, okay, when you log in on the page, you need to validate that. You need to validate that. So if you log in on the application, for you to know, okay, this application is working how it is expected to work, like assertion keys. So you can just say, okay, verify this remember this text, or verify this group, verify friend, normal way you copy the object repository and add it in there. Then if you need to verify, you come back to your after capturing this element in your object repository, and you need to verify that, okay, that element is present in that test when you perform this login action. So you can click on add again and come to look for verify. So okay, verify. So you have different verify approach. Verify element text. It can verify. You can verify element text. You can verify element text if it's visible. That means the what is it called? The element locator is actually present on the page. It can verify element visible in viewpoint. It can verify element, or it can verify equal. You can verify greater than. You can verify anything, verify checkpoint, verify element attribute value, verify check, verify clickable. If an element is clickable, you can verify it. So that is how you do assertion, while you confirming, if the element is present. So I think That's all. So I'm just going to delete this guy. So you can explore all the rest of the keywords. You can see we have the web UI keyword and we have the mobile if you are performing mobile test, at the beginning of your, and see, interesting, there's cucumber keywords. You can even do cucumber on Cypress. I didn't know about this until now. So you can do cucumber on Cypress too. So before and after, remember, okay, when giving and then, so, yeah. So you can do. So maybe if you need to do a login test, okay, I want to perform login. What do I need to do before login? Giving login. Um, do this, do this, then click on login. Yeah, you get it. You don't get it. Yeah, that's what's up. What? Reset test. This one. Is there already now? This is it now. This one. Uh, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. The object repository. So how did I even arrange it? Okay, let me. Which is this? Is it the? Okay, this is the password. This one's supposed to be down there. Ah, I'm mixing them up now. So everything have to be in order. Seriously. So this is meant to be email, and this is meant to be password. So you can double click on it to select your object repository. Ah, Jesus. Oh my days. I've deleted the password. So let me go and do the password again. Um, so let me do the password again. I'm just going to capture the password again. So click on save. So you can say I have to create another one. So I'm just going to drag the password in here. Yeah. So you understand, guys? You understand what I've done here so far, guys online. I hope you guys understand. So by creating manual mode, first thing you need to do is to capture your object repository using style web. Then the next thing you need to do is to create your text manually using the web UI key. So which is what I've done here. So now what I need to do now, I'm supposed to click on save. So I need to save this project. So I'll come to file. One else, I will come to file, then click on save project. So my project is saved already. So the next thing I need to do is to play this all these tests I've repeated there. So I'm just going to click on play, and it start recording my test. So it will launch my browser now and execute all those steps, which is already actioning on the screen right now. As you can see, it's executing the so this test is failing. So this test is failing. The first test failed. So let's troubleshoot to see what's wrong. So um open browser was executed. Then set object sign up page was executed. Then sec test, which is for Facebook password. So it said invalid element state, whatever. Is your password correct?
Yes.
The password correct? So the test failed. Let's
Right.
anybody have executed the test? Did it run? Your own run, have you? Guys online, did you execute the test yourself? Did it go?
There's no the password is small letter, not capital.
Small letter, not capital letter.
Yes, the A.
Okay. Okay, that is why the test failed. So I've just updated the test script and let's run again. So I'm clicking on run again. Guys online, are we together?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
So I'm running the test again. So it's launching the browser and it's imputing the URL. Okay. I know what is wrong. Yeah, so I know what is wrong. So what is wrong is because guys, one house. This this object model, which is for the what's it called, for the password, is not supposed, it's supposed to be inside this folder. So I've already dragged it inside the folder. Let me just delete this. Let me delete this one. So let's run the test again. It's supposed to even be accordingly. So let's run the test again. Let's see. Yeah. So I get what happened now. So we need to do everything simultaneously. So I'm just going to recreate this object repository folder again. So I will delete this guy. I'm going to delete this pre-existing object repository folder. Yes to all. Yeah, delete all. So I have to create another one. So remember, use your spy web. Click on start. Click on start, and so over on the element you want to capture. What? So I've already done everything, simultaneously according to each other. So I'm going to click on save and save in a new project folder and login test underscore or. So click on OK. Click on OK. So close this browser. Close this browser. So let's run again. Let's see what's up with this guy. So sometimes you might be running tests and you might have multiple tests and maybe a test failed and by default on Katalon once test failed it will fail the rest of the test and you can easily just do this setting. I've even executed that test. Did you execute? I click on play button now. Drag in the what's it called? The object model. The first one should be for login. No, no, no. This one. These are the objects. This is for username.
You drag it to it.
Drag it inside the object. You've run your test, have you? Guys online, have you run your test? Did your test run? Okay. How about you? Can you direct me? So you can also right click on the element. Right click on the element and say capture objects. Capture. So my own test is going on. So we all know how to troubleshoot now. So click objects. Find element. Exploit. You have same issue too of the login button.
Yes.
What about you? Let me see your login button. Button underscore login. Okay. Um. Manuel, did yours go? He clicked on the login button.
You try to fetch the expand of that object. So sometimes network might cause this file objects.
So another thing you can set a wait time. So um so you can come here and add you can add wait time. So click on drop down arrow and so wait what is it? So you can say wait for element present. So it will wait for the element to be present before it triggers another step. So you can do wait for element present or element visible. So after doing that, you just come here and set the time. So you can say 10 seconds to wait for the element shows up. What? Wait, why is it? Why can't it not drag? Should be, should be able to drag, bring it up and down. Then so let's add. You can add close browser too as well. So let's add close browser too as well. So we just added close browser too. So let me get the login button again. Um, yeah, click on Spy Web. Click on Start. So don't forget to always save your test. And let's run it again. So yes, so you get the idea. So let's move on to the next thing. I think the expert keep changing every time and then. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Uh, I should copy the full part. It works for you, right? So guys, you get it. So you can right click on the element. I think this element keeps changing time to time, so you can right click on it and copy the full expert and rerun your test. So that is it for creating your test manually. So and sometimes you might need to be running a bug test, and maybe at the point of you entering your username, something came up and it fails, and for you avoiding not, maybe if you had one step failed and you want to continue your test, to keep running, so you can come to setting, you can come to project and come to setting. So come to setting, then come to what is it? And come to where's this case? Yeah. So come to test design, then come to test case, click on test case. So you can see there's a drop down arrow here. We have state this one now. This one now. We have stop on failure, continue on failure, and optional. So this continuum failure means that even at all, if a step should fail, it will continue your test, on the other step. Then this optional, it won't fail the test, but it will just label the test as warning. Then it will continue your test. So let's play an example. So imagine I have this test, and okay, let me say maybe the email address is wrong, and I click OK. So let me run this test again. So because the email address is actually wrong, so it will just keep that email address, label it as failed or warning, and just continue the rest of your test. Or you can just come here, can come to on here and right click on the icon. Can right click on the icon, then come to change failure handling. Is either you choose stop on failure or continue on failure or optional. So that would be all for scripting. I mean manual mode. Then let's try scripting. Scripting. So for script mode, same step. You follow three steps. You create a test script. Then use keyword. Sorry, you capture your objects to be used in your test, and then you create your test case. Then you go to your script editor and adding your script. So that will be end of manual mode. So let me just close this guy and let's do scripting. So still the same login test. Let me create another new test case. So let me label this test case login script mode. Login test. Login. Okay, login script test. Yeah, so login script test. So you click OK. Um, Remember, this is another method entirely. You understand what I'm trying to do. So you can create a folder for script mode, maybe scripting test or manual mode or record and play. So this is login script test, and we need to create our object repository as expected. So come to spyweb and create your object. So right click, capture object. So you can either right click on this guy and capture object, or you do the alt and todo key. So right click object, capture object, then sorry, capture object. So I've just captured my object, then I'm going to save and let me create a new folder and say script or. So I click on save and click on OK. So that is created. You can see login test, which is the script test, scripting mode, and we have the script or object repository. So for scripting, you will come down here and click on script here. So once you click on script here, you can see so you can see it's showing as it's showing already. It's showing workspace already where you will be writing your codes. So to write your codes, in normal way you do Selenium. You can see you have your dependency, is imported already. So you do let's say you want to open browser, so you comment out your browser // then give it a label, which is open browser. Open browser, then you come down and you say web UI, a web UI. So you have to be careful while typing in your script because it's case sensitive. Say web UI, web UI dot open browser, open web UI dot open browser, open brackets. Then you put in the value, which is facebook.com. Paste in the value. So you can see I've already pasted in the value. So you can see my script is already color coded already. So the next step I need to do is to enter my what's it called, my username and password, for the login test. So I'm gonna do web UI. So the next step is set key. Set key. Set test. Comment out this guy. The web UI dot set text. Test. Then open brackets. Then add in the value, uh, which is this. So let me. So you can say enter username. So next web UI. The next one is enter password. Click on login. So this is how you enter your script. You can see it's just like the same way you write your script on Selenium and Cypress. Cypress dot this, Cypress dot that. Or this one is webui.click, webui.settext, webui. And so once you are done adding your script, you can just click on run. Yes. Groovy code. Um, that means you have to import Groovy. Google how to import Groovy code on Katalon. Yeah. Okay. Let me copy the full extract for this login. So, Manuel, did you inspect with Katalon or you inspected with the web browser to copy the full extract? Did you copy from here? Did you capture from here or you inspected from here? Mm, no, on the manual mode. You copied the full expert from here, right?
Yeah, no, I copied just the extra. Yeah, yeah, on those elements. So those elements that you copy, you can actually do the elements. I click on it. Click it. What I want to copy. Then you can also do, control field to bring out the option of the best part of best part.
Control.
On the elements itself. Yeah, the backend. When you have that place, yes, when you click there, just right click that spot, yeah, right click it. Yeah, bring them to copy. Show if you want to copy full expert.
It doesn't go now. Kind of that. You have to click on login now. But still loading, sure. Okay, finally. So guys, do we get the action? So let me take us again. So while doing scripting mode, normal way you've inspected your objects. So after inspecting your object, you create your test case, for scripting mode. Let me take out this guy. So as you can see on the screen, it's just normal way of you, writing your test script. So instead of you doing what is it called just this way you write your Selenium script, but in this sense you are doing web UI dot set. So let me take this all over again. Close browser. So once you once you created your test case, normal you say you want to do for valid login. Say valid login. Okay, that's okay. So I've created my test case, which is valid login. As seen on the screen, you can see test case is created under login test case. And remember, we are doing scripting mode, so you come here and click script. So once you click on scripts, it shows you the page, the your workspace, to write your scripts. So and remember the step you how to capture your object repository. So I'll assume I've captured all my object repository here, and now you need to analyze your steps. So the first step is to open browser. So you comment it out and say open browser. Remember I mentioned this is just to make your test. So this is just to beautify your test case, your test script. Open browser. Then you do web UI dot. So at the point of you writing the script, it's already giving you, options You can see webui.open.browser. So you can just click on this guy and remember you have to paste in your need to paste in your so paste in your value, which is this. So copy the browser and paste it in here. So that is set. So the next step is to enter username. So you add your comment. I said enter username. Enter username and come under here. You say web UI dot set. So you can see we have options here to set max text, set encrypted text. So you can okay, we'll try the set encrypted text if I want to add in my password. So you can see set alert text. So we are using set text. So I will double click on this guy. Double click on that guy. You can see this is where you add your object repository, then you add in the value. So what you just need to do, um, take away that guy and drag in your element in there. So you can see you've already dragging your element, which is set test, find test. So you need to add in the value. So what's the value? Are you guys following? So the value is my email address. So remember, always put quotation mark to add in your value. So david.olus at So I've set in my value and the set test. So the next one is username. So you can copy. What did I get? So password. So normal thing, set elements to your open brackets, then drag in the object repository in here. Then you add comma and enter your password value. So you can see that is set already. So the next step is to click on login button. So come here, comment it out and say click on. They say click on login. So click on login button. So say web UI dot click 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 object. So click object. So I like this guy and drag in the object here. Then inspect the object. We come here, inspect the object. We click on the object and click on inspect. So once you've done that, you come up here and right click here and come to copy. You can copy the expert, you can copy the HTML, you can copy the CSS selector. So copy the full expert, and oh sorry, first capture the object first. So once you capture the object, if you click on the object, it shows you the. So you come down here and replace it with the expert. You copy the full expert. I think this is the expert, but I like it and pasting. So come back here then copy the full expert. So copy the full expert and paste in here. Why is it copying the body only? So copy the full expert in here. You can see this is the full expert. Then you can just click save. That's it. Instead of you capturing the element, normal alt and todo key, and that one is not working. So these are the kind of these are other ways you troubleshoot when running a test and you're having issues. Then that is set. Then the next thing for me to do is to close browser. So let me tag it out, close browser. So close browser, close browser. So do UI, web UI dot close browser. We are then. So yeah, so that is done. Then the next thing for you to do is to just to execute your test. So the test is running. So while running tests, sometimes it can be internet dependency. You can see this thing is dragging. Yes. So let me change this let me change the login button. Did you do it correctly? Maybe it's internet. So that is so we've analyzed how to run our test using the record and play mode, then the manual mode and the scripting mode. So that will be all on Katalon. That will be all for today. Hello guys online, do we have any challenges running our test? Hello guys.
Yes, sir.
Do anybody have challenges trying to run their test? Okay.
No, not no, actually.
All right. So I will assume you are all able to execute our test. Sunday. Yeah. What? Oh, okay. Just hold on. Nice. We're almost done. So guys, hope you all.